Good day, welcome to the setup. So, another weekly breakdown. Let's get down to it. So, this week I have, I think, like 7 pairs or so, but I have just 3 pairs that I'm actually very interested in. The rest are there, but these three are my top pairs. So, let's get down to it. So, but before we start, please do not forget to click the like and subscribe button so we can get more of this content and I can do more of this. So, let's get down to it. For my very first pair, that is NZD card. On recap, as I told you, we have consolidating for a while now. And if you see on the weekly time frame, you can see that there's a slow, as you can see, let me show you. Market actually bearish. The market created a lower high and then a lower low. So at this point, shifted bearish. Lower high, new lower low. So expecting for market to this week we're entering now, give us our next lower high here and then break to continue. So this is what we're anticipating. So let's get down to it further. So on the weekly time frame, we've identified that what market is bearish, and for, as we know, Alex set and forget strategy, which we use for our analysis, it requires 2 time frames in sync. So let's go down to the daily time frame. For the daily time frame, what do we have? What can we see? You can see the market is clearly bearish here. You can see if I should draw a trend line, which I do not actually like drawing, you can see that yes, market is actually bearish here. Just can see it. So market creating series of lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, lower high, head and shoulder pattern around here, break. So now once you head and shoulder pattern it up, whenever you get the head and shoulder pattern after the break, there's always a retest of the neckline, which happened here. So you can see it, left head, right shoulder. So we have that break now. So what are we waiting for? Now we got the retest now. So we're expecting for this market to actually give us maybe a bit of consolidation around here, this zone here, so that the EMA can reach down to it. Then we'll have further price action to actually take this trade to the downside. So what we're waiting for this week now, this pair is for the proper retest to happen and then a bearish confirmation to actually continue the sales. So that is for NZD card. AUD USD, the next pair. So AUD USD, you can see that it's confirmed, as I've said before my weekly recap. It's actually bearish. The weekly time frame is bearish. So the weekly time frame shifted bearish here. This bearish candlestick, it was bullish. You can see bearish candlestick retests. Finished the week with what? We had a 2-week. So now one thing you understand is that we have a 2-week double doji. So that for you to have a 2-week doji like this at this point, definitely we're going to have a push, because you can see market shifted bearish, we retested. We had the first doji and the second doji with this week swell. Most likely going to have this week feel. The week might actually give us this week. This week might actually have the week feel to fill up this week the market have done here. So now let's go down. So on the daily time frame, you can see that the daily time frame is also bearish. So now we have 2 time frames in sync. As I've said before, markets create a lower low, lower high, a new lower low. Do you know why I say it's a new lower low? Because you can see market actually, this bearish candlestick closed below this one. So you created a new lower low, and at least the lower high market is creating. So what we're just waiting for here is the same thing we saw here. The last time market broke here, it came, gave us a shift of structure, which was the head and shoulder pattern, and we sold. So now what we're waiting for at the same time, you can see the note I put here, 4-hour shift of structure to sell. So we go down to the 4-hour, and what do we wait for? Same thing. So on the 4-hour, what we'll just simply wait for here is for a shift of structure around this area of interest here for us to sell this market to the downside. Simple as that. NZD-USD, the next pair. So NZD-USD was the pair we just finished from this week with profits, and we actually want to continue it like that. So NZD/USD, as you can see, what I said before, NZD/USD was bullish, shifted bearish now. So on the weekly, we have identified that NZD/USD is actually bearish. So on the daily, let's go further. So you can see that these first two pairs now I gave you, all of them, they are all bearish. Number one, they have 2 time frames in sync, and they're all at area of interest. So I'm having good confluences for me to sell. So now NZD/USD, the daily time frame is also bearish. You can see lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. Market broke this here and continued bearish. Lower high, lower low. So now we're getting the lower high. So what we're just waiting for NZD/USD, which might actually take a bit of a while, is for market to break this area of interest again. Break this area of interest, which is creating a new lower high, lower low. Sorry, they give us a lower high, in which we will enter or sell off. So we have 2 time frame in sync. 2 time frame is bearish. Wait for what? The 4 hours shift of structure, because you see this long movement here. We need market to come back to this zone, give us a bit of price action around here, so that EMA can reach also, and for market to actually balance up, and then give us our 4 hours reason to sell. So GBP/CHF. So now those 3 pairs I just broke down now: NZD CAD, AUD/USD, NZD/USD, are my top 3 pair for the week. Those are the 3 pairs that I will put almost all my focus on. Now the rest I'm about to give you are actually good pairs too, but I actually like this because these 3 for me are the cleanest among all of them. So, but let's go down to it. Let's continue. So now GBP/CHF, as I've said before, GBP/CHF is a trade that is actually at the lowest points that have always been historically. So it's reversing back, because you can see the last time market came to this low point. Let me just give you this line and do it. The last time market came here, pushed to the upside, came, pushed to the upside. Now after that, push to the upside. So we have the push, the retrace. So I'm expecting a lower low to give us a lower high. So now the lower low is what it's creating now to give us a lower high. So now on the daily time frame, market is bullish on the daily time frame. As you can see, market was bearish here. It broke above it and retested. It broke above this consolidation here, or let's say above this resistance here, made it support. So now market is actually bullish on the daily, and on the 4 hour, market was bullish on the 4 hour. So now the strategy requires 2 time frame in sync. So what we actually wait for us to actually buy this trade is for it. We are waiting for that break above and retest. So now if we should have that break above and retest, it will take it bullish. Or we actually have two type of entries here. So the first is the break and retest, and the second is the push to the downside, shift of structure to then buy. So now if we should get something like this, because currently now we have only 1 time frame that is bearish, that is bullish, and we need at least 2 time frames to be bullish for us to actually buy if we want to buy. So now if market should push down here, right, and then have a shift of structure around here, it will change the market towards bullish, and then we'll have 2 time frame, which is the daily and 4 hour in sync, to actually give us reason to buy. Or we can wait for market to actually have the break retests, which will actually give us another, make here bullish too, and give us 2 time frame sync to buy. So GBP/CHF, we're actually waiting for market to actually, for the 4 hours to shift bullish before we're interested in buying it. Okay, Euro AUD. So Euro AUD is actually bullish. So Euro AUD, as you can see, as I said, the last time market came to this high point, it had massive sales, and now whenever we are below this area of resistance here, we sell. Whenever we are below, we sell. And now that we are above it, we're expecting what to buy. Market last week, I was anticipating market to have that buys. That's the break and retest, which I actually did. At the break retest, I was not part of it because I had other pairs in my mind and I was interested in it. So but now I'm actually kind of interested in it. So what I'm waiting for now is, since market have actually broken this high here too, because this also, because you can see markets came here, instead of it to continue to buy, it actually sold. So as market actually broke above it here, it's a good indication that yes, we're actually going to continue the buy. So we are simply waiting for what market to have a pullback, that one to this level here, which is already at, as you can see, it's already at the level. Reaction from here to sell, to buy, sorry, or a deeper pullback to this area of interest that is more respected to then continue the rise. So that is it for Euro AUD. GBP NZD, I'm not actually too interested because market has reached that high point it reached again. So but if market should have a push all the way down here, there are those that actually want to enter the sales here to here, but I'm not actually interested in that. So I'll only be interested in market if we should come back to this my area of interest and give me a shift of structure to buy. GBP USD. GBP USD is actually bearish. Most people actually not get it. Let me show you why I say it's bearish. So on the weekly time frame, you can see, let me draw it out. Higher high, higher low, higher high. So now markets actually shifted bearish as it created this new lower low, breaking the previous higher low and creating a lower low, then gave us a lower high. So now it looks similar to a head and shoulder pattern. You can see like the right head of the head and shoulder pattern is actually forming. So what we're actually waiting for the markets to actually come, because whenever we're under here, we're selling. Whenever we're under, we're selling. Whenever we're above, we're buying. So wait for market to come back under, retest it to continue the sell, which it will not confirm the head and shoulder pattern that might actually be forming for us to actually take this trade to the downside. So GBP USD, we're waiting for market to actually go below the area of interest before we're interested in it. As you can see, here too is actually bearish too. Let me show you why. So as you can see, market is giving lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Now this is still lower low. Why? Because it did not break below this one. It did not close above it. So market is still technically bearish because it did not close above the previous lower high. It can go back to that lower high and create a double top, which is what it's doing here, but it did not break above it, so it's not regarded as a lower high. I mean, it's still regarded as bearish. So now what we're waiting for the market to simply do this, give us that break below, and then the reason to sell. So we have two time frames in sync, as you can see, the daily and the 4 hour. I think we have 3 time frames left in sync. The weekly and the daily is bearish. Yes, 2 time frame. You can see. Let me mark it out for those that for the argument's sake. Now, if you see it, let's look at it well. You can see market did not actually close above it. It closed below it. It's the wicks that actually crossed it. So, and the wicks is not regarded. It's not seen as something very strong because it's a trace of market where market is just liquidity and all those things. So, market is technically still bearish. So we have 2 time frames, which is the weekly and daily, which is the strongest time frames for me. So currently itself on the 4 hour time frame, market actually is bullish here. So we actually wait for market to break. As I've said before, we'll only be interested in you whenever you come below area of interest. That's when I'll be interested in actually selling GBP USD. But for now, I'm not interested in GBP USD. And the last but not the least, but before I go into this, please don't forget to click the like and subscribe button so that I can get more content and can help me grow my page, so that I can be releasing more good trades and quality trades like this. So Euro NZD, so the weekly time frame Euro NZD, where market is now, similar to GBP CHF, where market was on GBP CHF was the historical place that market hasn't crossed in a lot of long while. And now it's the same thing. Euro NZD, this is a historical point similar to GBP CHF. So now, unlike GBP CHF, markets, as you can see, let's go to GBP CHF, market did not actually cross it. It came to that point and stopped. But for Euro NZD, market actually body closed above it. So now it's indicating that market have created a new high. So what we're going to wait for Euro NZD, for market to have to pull back into that our area of interest and give us reasons to buy. So going down to the lower time frame, so on the daily time frame, the pullback has already begun. So what we'll actually wait for is for market to have the pullback into area of interest so that can reject from EMA2 and then give us more confluences that will make us want to buy. On the 4 hour time frame, you can see market is already moving on the 4-hour time frame. So basically what I've said, we'll wait for market to actually pull back to area of interest, then give us either a shift of structure or a bullish engulfing candlestick for us to actually buy this market to the upside. So as I've said, please do it to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you and see you within the week.